tell me what got gun on that dirt. Yeah. Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. The best thoughts, that's my pride, can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll spark in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A Best Thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. God laughs at debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that
beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul.
So tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is A Bear's Thought. And guys, girls, we keep rolling along in 2026 with this great Wrestling Podcaster Appreciation Month. And my guest today, again, every guest that I have, I always think they are special. But this one in particular is extra special. There has been a lot of things that I got to experience in 2025, and nothing that could beat it. I didn't think, as me being a wrestling fan and to experience a lot of different things in wrestling, I got a chance to go somewhere I've never been before. I got to go to Texas, and not only go to Texas, I got to experience something in wrestling that I had never did before. I went to a great promotion. They were so welcoming. They were so loving. I got to experience some things that I never thought I would ever experience in my life. I got to get in the wrestling ring. And that in itself is special. But I got to go cut a promo in a cage match. All the matches were cage matches. And I've talked to so many different people who do this for a living, and they tell you that when you come out, you kind of get tunnel vision. Now, I'm like, man, please, you just trying to whatever. Lord and behold, my theme music hit. I step out at the curtain. I couldn't hear the crowd. I couldn't hear my music. It was a tunnel. I could not believe what I felt. And I was like, this is what wrestlers get to experience. No wonder they become junkies. They can't give it up. And just that for that split moment, I was the greatest thing in wrestling history.
And you bring
And
surprises too. That was the great part.
so I have the square circle. My guy, Chris. Chris, how are you doing, sir?
Doing wonderful. It's one thing to be behind the camera talking to someone and then to experience that. I remember the exact same feeling I had the first time I was able to do the same thing. And it's absolutely incredible. It can only imagine what it's like on the big stages when you have thousands of people, yelling, but a couple hundred still, it really rocks your soul.
I tell anybody, I would tell anybody next to getting married, being there for the birth of my kids, there is nothing that I would put up to that experience. It's mind blowing. It was crazy. So, as I always start out with this question for all my guests, how did you become a wrestling fan?
Wrestling fan, it was Saturday night's main event in the 80s. That was I grew up in small town New Mexico. I didn't have cable. But every now and then there'd be this Saturday night's main event that would show up on TV. And I started watching that, and then they started doing some of the Saturday morning shows, the recaps, and I started really just watching and enjoying it to a point where by the time I was in college, I had a couple of friends. We started traveling, and we'd hit live shows and pay-per-views, and the whole experience. But it was a journey for me, and then just loved it. I love the showmanship. I love the athleticism. I defended them in the 80s when, it was the big fake thing was, it's so fake. It's so fake. And I defended it then, and I still defend it today. I mean, these are the best stuntmen in the world doing incredible action. And I do not take anything away from any of them at any level. I know what they do on this indie circuit. I know what they, you see what happens on TV, but even on the indie circuit, you can see they put their bodies on the line to entertain us.
I got a chance also, and we actually got to cut a promo. I got to go to a wrestling school, and that was so mind-blowing to the fact of what these guys and girls go through. And as I'm already impressed and very humbled by what these athletes do, seeing guys and girls with that passion and learning, it was such a mind-blowing experience where they offered me a chance to get in the ring and I wouldn't do it. Well, for two reasons. One, I didn't think I was worthy, and two, I'm so beat up that if I would have tripped over the ropes, I would have just turned into broke every bone in my body. So I wasn't going to embarrass myself.
We have a guy down here. He's a 64-year-old outlaw, and he didn't start wrestling until he was 54. And every time I make an excuse of why I'm not wrestling, he proves me why I can't make that excuse, but I'm still not doing it.
and it's just such an amazing, again, I think where I've gotten to go to so many different indie shows that in 2025, and just I guess just soaked in more and more of what these guys and girls do.
Yeah.
And just the appreciation and getting to know so many of them. And actually being able to call them friends
Mhm.
and them doing so much, it gave me a whole different perspective that I think I I'm already a great and very humble wrestling fan, but getting to see it and my appreciation was just more. And it was just, like I said, an incredible thing.
Yeah. No, there's something, I've always enjoyed going to live shows and doing, the big events. But when I first started with APW and coming to the indie circuit and getting out to more of the indie shows, I think my appreciation of it all really grew. And it's such a different experience, and I actually enjoy the indie shows more than the big shows now because you're up close and personal. You get an opportunity to actually talk with the guys, at breaks, after, before the show, after the show. Sometimes they're walking around. It's a great experience. So
It definitely is. I I always tell people, if you've never been to an indie show, treat yourself and go to one.
very
Now,
much so.
again, I always say this too. I'm not saying they're better. I'm not saying they're worse. What I'm saying is it's a different experience.
Mhm.
And if you have any appreciation for wrestling, going to indie shows will heighten that appreciation
Yeah,
even more.
I agree. It took me probably 3 shows. I went the first time and I was like, all right, that was fun. And then the second show I went, and by third, fourth show I was hooked, and I was, it's a different dynamic for sure. But you can definitely get a feel of things if
De-
you give it time.
Definitely. So, being the big wrestling fan that you are,
Hmm.
how did you translate from being just a wrestling fan to starting to do podcasting?
Yeah, so this is actually an accident. As I mentioned, so we have Advanced Pro Wrestling in south of Fort Worth in Cleburne, Texas, and I had a toy store, thus the Toy Man. That's where that came from. I had a toy store, and we just kind of started going to the shows, and we were actually looking. They actually came in to hang up flyers at our store, and I started talking to one of the guys, and he said, "Hey, we used to do a podcast here or in Cleburne, but we lost the venue that we did it at. Would you be interested at all in hosting that?" And I said, "Sure." So they had their Squared Circle show, and the day they were supposed to record, they came in, and the other partner who had gotten sick and couldn't come in that day. And so they said, "Hey, the shows, the storylines. Why don't you sit in on the podcast?" I'm like, "Okay." And the rest is history. I mean, I started sitting in. I was the very green co-host, and now it's my show. Taking it from a once a month or once every couple of 2 to 3 weeks. Now we do it weekly, and have a blast with it. And have
That is
grown into a whole
awesome.
different thing now.
So, when you got that opportunity to, so had you thought about doing podcasting before?
The interesting thing is, so our promotion, and as with most indies, I think they travel around,
Right.
and so I started writing like a little recap to the shows I went to, hoping that if there was a show a couple hours away, because we owned a toy store, I couldn't get out and go to all the shows. We were open
Right.
till 6, 7 o'clock at night on Saturdays, and if the show was 2 hours away, it was kind of hard to make it there on time. Um, the ones that were in town, I could do those, and but I always wondered what happened over there, and I was hoping somebody would kind of take on that role and write what happened at that show and put it on there. And then I thought, well, you know what? I should probably talk to them and see if they'd be interested. I didn't know. I knew nothing about the podcast that they had previously. I said, I wonder if they ever thought about doing some type of recap show. And so it all kind of just fell into place when they asked me, would you be interested in sitting in? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'd actually thought about it already. But
But
it was not a plan. It was not anything that was, it was just kind of to help the promotion and share it with fans who are around. Uh, so it's just kind of a whole thing. Yes, and now with Jake, I own the gym that we have a wrestling training, and I'm all in now. You know, they've suckered me in. I started off doing the podcast, then I do commentary for them. Then I bought a gym, and we do wrestling training. And
that's the thing I think about wrestling. If you get one little teeny little thing into it, it sucks you in and it never lets you go.
It does not at all. Yeah, that's my wife. My wife tells me, she's like, every time she says, "Well, why don't you find something to do?" I said, "I have enough to do."
So with that being said, run down everything that you do for
for Advanced Pro Wrestling. So I've keep adding layers, I guess. I started off with just doing the podcast, and we did it 2 or 3 times a month, and then started that weekly. I did a recap online of what happened for anybody who went. Then it got to, I found some equipment at a really good price, and so we started doing commentary. And so now I do commentary for the shows. And as of middle of last year, I now help with booking the shows too. So it's kind of I've as Jake says, hook, line, and sinker. I'm all in. I now book the talent and help with Rock. He's
oh yeah.
He and I reluctantly work together to bring people in, but
so with the podcast, what would you tell someone who's like, all podcasts the same? What makes yours different?
We stick to the indie scene. Like, we'll bring up storylines that are happening with WWE, AEW, whatever, but it's kind of an offshoot. We talked about John Cena, but that was never our major focus. Our focus was on the indies. We bring in people. We don't have just our core guys. We bring people from all over Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma to come in and wrestle with us. And so we bring them in, and I try to have get them on the show beforehand, give them opportunities to talk about their journey, kind of what we're doing. I mean, just give them the opportunity to talk about how they started in the business, some of their favorite matches, some of their favorite storylines, the whole type of thing, just to kind of give them a platform to get themselves out there. I mean, especially with the indies, I mean, it's all about getting yourself out there, getting the following, and getting yourself noticed, because that's how they're going to make money. They joke it's a handshake and a hot dog, and when you're starting off, it kind of is that way.
Yeah.
But you can build yourself up to a point where you can make decent money even on the indie circuit. And then if someone notices you, you can go on further. We have a couple of people. Well, we got one right now who just signed with AEW, who's wrestled with us a couple of years ago, and so it's nice to see those type of things happen.
So, with that being said, is it now? I know the reason why I do it, and why I like to do indie guys and girls, and who hadn't made big of a name for themselves. I want to give them, as you, a platform to do that. to learn, to give them a chance to practice and help get their name out there. Is it a great feeling to know that person who's signed with AEW, like I had something to do with it. It's not that if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here, but I gave him a little something.
Yeah. It was the particular one. She was before my time. I saw her wrestle, but I was not actually, part of the organization at the time. But my ultimate, I'm waiting for that day to like, hey, I interviewed that person. I had them on my show. And it's not even, but it is that. I find it interesting when they thank me for having them on, because for me, I'm thanking them for coming on. They're the talent. They're the reason people go. I feel like I'm such a small part of it, and yet, they appreciate that opportunity because there is the number of podcasts that are out there. There's still not that many opportunities for them because a lot of the podcasts are talking about the big boys and talking about the big shows, and so to have a smaller reach and to be able to talk with the younger talent, that I think it's fun.
Well, and I'm going to correct you on one thing, and this specifically is for you because of everything that you do, the commentary and doing the podcast and help booking and putting the booking aside. You are more valuable than you think because you help maybe who knows who's watching the show, and the way you put that particular person over will make them think, you know what, I'm interested. Your commentary made me interested, and he was already getting my attention, but the commentary made me think, hey, I want to find out more about him. Yeah. I want to find out more about her. For me, especially being wrestling fans, we don't really understand and think about it like this, but we should.
No, and I'm starting to understand that more, and I know exactly what you're saying, because in my mind, I'm still a kid watching wrestling. Yeah. I mean, this is not a job. This is still played.
You saw how I was acting when I was there. You know, I was very respectful. I was happy. I try not to step on anybody's toes. Hey, Bear, whatever you need, I'm there. And so I definitely understand that too. But the thing is, I think, is that we as fans do not realize that wrestling is a true team sport.
It is.
Everybody has their position to play, and we do so. I say we, but you all do so much to enhance the story, to make someone look great or make them the worst villain ever. The referee helps sells what's going on in the ring by their expressions, their mannerism, the ringside. If you have a manager, that manager helps bring heat on you. Mm-hmm. If you have a valet, the valet helps pop you and put more eyes on you and make you wonder, how do you got a beautiful woman with you and you're butt ugly? Just those things. And I guess the more and more I keep getting into it, I sometimes I sit and look at it so differently. Like sometimes I go to an event and I will close my eyes and just listen to everything. If I can hear the crowd and I cannot tell we're in a small arena, it sounds like a big venue where I'm thinking it's at least 20,000. I open my eyes and it's 50, 100, 200. That means everybody is doing their job.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's almost like as I call it to, it's a family reunion because we have the same certain people come, and we're so used to seeing them when they don't show up for a couple of shows. Then they come back and like, hey, you okay? Everything good with you? You know, I noticed you hadn't been here. Everything good with your family? It becomes that family bond.
Very much so. I mean, and everyone plays their part. Even, you know, you get the support staff. Even when you talk about those that play their part, even security, they play a role into it. The concessions, ticket takers, everyone hypes you up to get you.
Yes, yes.
You don't get you. I don't. You don't feel as connected. I love going to the big. I love going to the big shows. I love going to WrestleMania. I love going to pay-per-views, but you're still just there. When you're at these indie shows, you're a participant.
You are just as much a part of it as the
Yeah,
wrestlers.
and you can get under their skin. You can. I think that's the best part. That you're 3 rows back. You yell something at them, they hear you, and they're going to respond to that.
One of the best compliments I gave a guy. I was at a indie promotion, and he came out with his partner, and his partner was wrestling, and he was going around ringside doing this thing. And just so happened that it was a few seats empty beside me, and the guy sat down, and he said something. I couldn't make out what he said, but he said something. And when he was in the ring, he had really pissed me off. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I know what this is, but damn it, I really want to punch you in your face. So after the show,
Mr. Mount,
after
this is another one of those guys that you just got to watch out for, Mr.
oh
Moses.
yeah. So after the show, he came up to me, and luckily I had stayed and was talking to different people. He came up to me. He's like, Professor, man, I'm glad you didn't leave. Man, I wanted to tell you, man, I really like your stuff, and I just really wanted to meet you. And I was like, wow. He said, yeah, he said, that's the reason why I sat down beside you. He said, I really wanted to tell you not to leave after the show, but I couldn't break kayfabe.
Yeah.
So and I found that funny, and I told him, I said, "Man, you are doing such a great job." I said, I know who you are, and you're doing great work." I said, "You did such a great work where I really wanted to punch you in the damn face." I said, "You are you have the hate," and
Yep.
it was just and for him, that was the greatest compliment in the world. And it's so funny how the wrestlers would see somebody and they'll pick them out and specifically mess with that person because it knows it'll draw everybody else in.
So many special moments at the shows. So when the wrestlers lock in, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But and this is their training ground as well, to learn how to do that, to get that connection with the individuals and to draw off the crowd. I mean, that's ultimately, I've never wrestled. I high school wrestled. I never professionally wrestled. I was just kind of, I was always interested in it, and so it's nice to be able to talk with them and even say, okay, here's something I think you could do to bring them in more, or
Right.
yeah, Ian did actually get attacked by a fan. He
No,
did such a great job. Uh,
yeah.
she stole his cane and took it to his back, and
Oh my God. You know, but again, that's that Bobby the Brain Heenan.
yes,
If you can make them your Jim Cornettes, when you get attacked by a fan, that's the ultimate compliment. Not at the time,
not at the
but
time. No, it's a great story now, I'm sure, but it was not fun at that time. There was doctors involved then.
oh my God. Yes. With with doing podcasting and doing interviews, what have you what would you say you have learned the most about helping the wrestlers where you can?
For me, it's trying, especially with interviews. There's times that we want them to be in character, and times we want them to be themselves, and it's trying to guide them in that process. Because there are questions that I'm asking that, hey, we want to know your real personality, your real thing. But then as we start talking about the match, if you're a heel, lay into it. Let's go.
Right.
And I think I've learned from even the people that I've been around, on how the psyche of it is in the ring. And that was this aspect that I never thought of it before. I knew what I liked, but I've not, seen how they teach it and how they talk about it now, where I can speak that lingo a little bit more and say, okay, here's something that I think you could do to really, kind of draw that heat, or to, get the fans behind you, or whatever it may be. And that's where I've some interviews are easier than others. Some get it, and others it's kind of just like, all right, let's just draw this. But everyone's on a different level. I mean, some of the people
Exactly.
who we're interviewing have been doing it for 2 months. Some have been doing it for 20 years, and it's just, it depends on what level they're at, and they're learning too.
One of again, it was a great experience for me being down there, and everybody was so nice and humble. Probably the biggest thing that almost made me break out in tears, and I told him this when he did it, when when Rock came to me after the show was done. He's like, hey, sign that for me, you're going in my Hall of Fame. In my head, of all the times of everything I've seen him do and listening, and for everything he's done in the business, that he legitimately wanted me to sign something and put it in his Hall of Fame of wrestling things, that
Memorabilia
means
and stuff. Yeah. Mhm.
I had to fight back tears of how special he made me feel. And the thought that ran through my head was not that it's he I'm a star, nothing. No, he made me feel like a world champion. And I thought to myself, man, if he's doing this with me, I can imagine what he's doing with the guys and girls he's trying to get across things with.
Well, I look at what he did with WSN in general. When we first brought the group in, when Brady came and Gavin came, and it was Blade came. It was just kind of a Rock went right after him right away, and it cemented the storyline real quick. And he's one that I've learned so much from, just in his persona and how he handles things. And yeah, he's always the heel manager. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. But he wrestled. He's a legitimate Hall of Famer wrestler and been doing it for a long time. And so I sit at his feet a lot, just finding out, okay, what do we need to do?
And the thing that I love about it is he's not selfish. He
Yeah.
wants to teach everyone that art, to keep that art alive and going. And that's what I think I appreciate more about him than anything else. And it like I said, it showed. It showed in everybody's attitude, and the ship was it was ran great. And it sometimes there are people that never get their just dues.
Mhm.
He is a person to me that if I have anything to say about it, he's gonna get that just due. He's gonna know, no matter where I go in this business, if I'm talking about anything, he'll be talked about. And I'm like, no, you need to be more like him. This man did this, and he didn't know me from no one. But if he can get that emotion and bring that energy out of me, imagine what he could do for you if you were there listening to him.
Yeah. And as Ian says, he's old school. He doesn't pull punches.
And that's what I love about it. There's not enough old school people out there that's appreciated.
Yeah.
And I appreciate him.
I remember when he slapped Blade.
Oh,
it was a shock for everybody, but Blade was like, "Oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever."
I remember talking to him afterwards. I'm like, man, did he really? He said he slapped the shit out of me. He said it was great. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, me in my head, I'm thinking, if he would have slapped the shit out of me, I probably would have tackled him. I wouldn't have thought. I would have just immediately tried to tackle him.
Yeah.
But I again love that he can control. He sees the crowd. He sees opportunity and knows how to seize it.
And it's interesting that, you know, with commentary, I noticed even our viewership online, you know, the shows and stuff have gone up because of just adding that aspect of it. There's something about, and I'm understanding it more. There is something that I do that brings something to the table. And I watch wrestling now for Michael Cole, because I'm like, okay, how are they doing it to sell what's happening? How do they sell botches? How do they sell?
Right.
You know, and that's the type of stuff I'm really looking for. Of, okay, how do you it's a botched move, but how do you sell it and make it, you know? And again, I guess it's something that I've learned, just that I've watched wrestling a different way now, just to figure out, you know, how I can craft my skill even more. And I'm nowhere an expert, nowhere near, you know, perfect. I know I still, they make fun of me all the time because I don't know half the moves. Everything's a slam. Everything's a
Home run.
Yeah.
Home run.
But there's still a craft to it that you can kind of tell that story and help move it along for the viewers that are watching it after the fact. You know, that's
So speaking of Michael Cole, and you still learning, who do you sit down and watch to, like, okay, I know I could get so much just watching this person's body of work?
I Honestly, I still go back to old school. Uh, I think Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan were probably the best commentary team. I love, Ian and I, when we were doing stuff, there was a lot of times that it was kind of trying to be, we played it off. We were friends, but we had to play it off as we didn't like each other and have to. And I had a lot of fun with that. And I would go back and watch clips and watch old interviews and watch their anything that they did just to kind of see how did you bring that out. And it they say now I'm a lot like JR. I'm the neutral guy who just kind of has to and I think that's probably because that's probably who I watched most, through college and everything. I fell out of watching pro wrestling in the 2000s until I kind of came back with APW, and that was a whole different. So I missed a good 20 years of commentary and everything. So I kind of go back now and just kind of see how things evolved and how things changed over time, just to see, okay, where do I fit in and how do you tell that story?
Right. One commentary person to this day, and I know there are a lot of Jim Ross fans who think he is the ultimate. For me, no one beats Gordon Soley, because not only was he knowledgeable, but he sold everything.
Yeah.
When he needed to talk, when he was interviewing somebody and they got too close, Gordon quickly, hey, buddy, don't put your hands on me. I'll sue you quickly. You're not gonna hit me. Or when it's somebody getting jumped, he elevated his voice. You knew when he hit a certain pitch, it was important.
Yeah.
You may not be paying attention. Now you're paying attention because that voice went up. And that's what I loved about his style. JR, he had a lot of early Gordon when he was starting out, but then he crafted over to his style. And I love Jim Cornette doing commentary. Cornette is Cornette, and he stayed in his lane and knows how to work it. And then you go to Jerry the King Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, I would have never in a million years thought that Jerry would be over more as commentary than wrestling.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's amazing how he was able to transition that way.
and it's so many people that have different styles. Like when he's hurt and can't do anything, I love to listen to Samoa Joe. I love his talk. He everything is proper.
Yeah.
It's right on cue. He knows the moves, the background is like, wow. Then 2 seconds later, he's going off on somebody cutting a great promo, just knowing his audience and when to go, when not to go.
And that's the fun part. The fun part with commentary is when you get the active, or not the active, the retired wrestlers. I've had several times where we had Hall of Fame shows and we had them come back and do commentary with me. And there was one time I just sat back and just listened. I'm like, the two of them were having a blast and I was just letting it go. When Rock sits in with me, I really enjoy that because he brings a whole different flavor to it. And, he can still play the heel, but he's very knowledgeable on things, and love playing the, oh no, that wasn't cheating. The ref didn't see it,
It's always such a different level of when you think you've learned it all, it's more out there. It's
Yes.
always more.
I agree. I think there's always something to learn. There's always skills to be crafted. And I think the industry as a whole looks at that. The successful people in the industry look at it that way. They know that they can't just rest on their laurels. They have to learn something. Whether you're doing commentary, whether you're in ring, whether you're interviewing, whatever it may be, there's always something.
Exactly. And I love too that depending on what area you are in, because audiences are so different. You what you could do in the South, you can't get away with in the Northwest. And stuff. I love when you have that type of attribute that you can, no matter what you are thrown in front of, you can win them over.
Yeah, that's the other one right there. I love when the heels are doing commentary. They're always a reason why something's happening. Tying their shoe. Oh, no, he's just tying the ref's shoe. He's just
So, if I was coming to you and I want to be in wrestling, but I don't want to wrestle. I want to be podcaster. I want to be part of the commentary team. What would be your advice to me?
I think you're probably going to find this in every indie promotion everywhere. They always need people. You make yourself available, you start talking with people, and you just start doing. Because I wasn't trying to get into wrestling. I was just trying to help out the promotion. And I was doing my part. I was typing up a recap online. I sat in and filled in on a podcast. I I had no intentions of getting into the business. This was just me just kind of doing something that I loved. And I have people all the time reach out to me and say, "Hey, how do I do this?" And I was like, "Okay, come to the show. I'll let you sit next to us doing commentary and you can kind of hear what we do." And then there's an excuse of, "Oh, I couldn't make it. I couldn't go. I couldn't." You got to make yourself available. Make yourself available, commit to it, and you're going to get put in. I think any promotion is going to need help, and you're not going to get paid at first. You're not. I mean, the wrestlers don't get paid at first. I mean, they're students, they're paying to do this.
Right.
And so it's a learning curve, and you get in there and you start learning your craft, and then you can build it from there. And it's just putting yourself out there, getting to know the guys, getting to know the workers and the craft, and then you go from there.
Definitely. And you said this, but I think is definitely worth repeating. If someone is taking the time to give their time to help you, damn it, you better make sure you have the time, because they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And
It's a big showing up is 90% of it.
and shutting up. Don't. This is something, and I tell anybody this. I am 52 years old. I've been watching wrestling for all of my life. I would dare not go to any show to tell anybody who's working they're doing something wrong, because that's not my place. I have never did it. Now, if you ask my opinion, that's something different.
Yeah.
But even with that, I would be humble and like, I just watch it. I'm not you. I've never did that part. But if you want my opinion of what I see, that's different. But there are some people who, and and I hate to say it like this, but it's a lot of the younger talent who think, oh, I'm a great athlete. You don't need to tell me that. I can go in here and do blah, blah, blah. Where what you need to do is shut up and listen.
Mhm.
If you don't understand something, then you ask, but you never put yourself in the position to tell a veteran you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about.
I could not agree with you more. That it, even at the position I'm at, I still feel that way of I don't feel I can give criticism, I can give a critique, I can give my opinion, but I never pretend to know exactly what you go through in the ring. I'm never going to call, oh, you screwed that up. You know, it's I
Right.
say, it's a thing of okay, here when they ask, I say, well, there this part I didn't really like, but I love this part. And I think if you're willing to listen to the critiques and the feedback that you get, you're going to be able to grow more. And I say that for me in commentary as well. That's not they give me crap about not knowing moves, and Ian's right. I mean, it's doing your homework and learning stuff, and there's you've
Yeah.
got to you've got to take it and craft your style, and that's how you do it.
And take it seriously. Look, I, I get it. I get wrestling can be fun and 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 everything, but I don't care if you are just there sweeping the gym afterwards. There's someone who did it before you, knows how to do it better than you. So maybe you need to shut the hell up, let them give you their advice, then you listen, try, and then after a while, maybe you can say, hey, excuse me, I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong, but I'm confused of why it is done this way.
Mhm.
Be humble. And I think that is one of the biggest things that takes away from the sport. Beforehand, they made you humble. You didn't have a choice. They humbled you. Now, and I hate to say it like this, but you can't do anything. Everybody has rights. Well, yeah, true. But then you have a right to shut the hell up and listen. And if you don't want to do that, get the hell out. Go do your own.
Yeah.
Build it on your own. But if you want to learn the right way, be quiet and listen.
And Ian's right. One of the big things is like if you just show up and start helping, they're never going to tell you no. They're if you really want to get in with the business, even if it's not, no matter what level you want to be in at, showing up is the biggest part of it, and helping and just learning from those around you. And it can go quickly. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and gone from fan to booking in 3 years. It's it's showing up in consistency, and I have no desire to get in the ring and wrestle. I love getting in the ring for spots and promos and stuff like that, but there's a there's an art to it, and learn from those around you.
This was more it should have been more of the podcasting. But I have to say, because of what the experience I got to experience, the way y'all treated me, no one, and I mean no one, made me feel like I was stepping on toes. Everybody was respectful to me as I was to them. I got to live out a dream that I never thought could be possible. especially in my advanced years,
Yeah.
I did not think I could do
With you.
so much in a short period of time and be so thankful and humbled by it. And every chance I get, I'm going to preach this. I'm going to be proud of it. And I would suggest anyone that is in the area, not just because most of these guys are people I call friends, but because they teach you the right way.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you. I know we got a chance to talk while I was there, but there was no way that you would know how much everything that you did was very thankful and made me feel like $1,000,000. Again, I thank all of y'all. Anything you ever need from me, y'all got it. I will always sing y'all praises. Y'all are family to me. And I'm definitely giving y'all flowers. Y'all deserve them. Continue doing what y'all do. And I
Chris
love
Bear,
y'all.
you are always welcome at APW. You know, if you ever come back down to Dallas, it's a blast. I enjoy watching what you do as well. I mean, I know we talked pre-show a little bit about what all you have going on, and everyone stay tuned. He's a busy man. There's going to be some incredible podcasts coming up. But, you know, the podcast for me is such a small part of what I do right now. This is just, I'm right there with you. I'm same age. I'm same level. I'm a kid playing. This is a big toy box that I got to play in. I started it in my 50s and I'm still playing in it. And it's been a blast. And it's something that I didn't know I wanted. I guess I did know I wanted it, but I thought I wanted it in my 20s, not in my 50s. So,
Right. Amazing what we can still pull off.
yes. But it's a blast. And you know, we're in the Dallas area. We do shows about twice a month at APW. Our podcast, you know, Bear's got the link up here.
Hey, and let me apologize
No,
because
that's fine.
I've did this in every damn show. And what it is, guys, girls, if you see the QR code, that is for the person I am talking to. It's a link to their podcast. It is what the little thing I can do to hopefully encourage you to look them up, follow them, give them a try, because again, and as I love to say, we are back in the territorial days, but it's better because you don't have to live in Dallas to follow Dallas wrestling. You can live anywhere around the world and be able to follow it and enjoy it. So do it. Take advantage of it.
And I say this in all honesty, no matter where you're at in the world, there is an indie promotion near you. Go find them. There are some great ones. There are some not some great ones, but you'll find one that you like and just go with it. You won't regret it. It's a whole different experience, and I've loved every minute of it. So
you have taken what I generally end the show with is support local wrestling, but
yes.
you said it so much better. So thank you again. I
It hurts me
appreciate
when I
it.
have people locally that are like, "Oh, I watch WWE every week," and like, I haven't seen you at a show. I got some great shows just down the street. Come on.
And the best part about it is it's cheaper. You can go bring your family, you can meet wrestlers, give your kids and yourself something that will last a lifetime. And when you leave, you still got money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Man, come on now. You can't beat that.
Our shows are $12, $15, and $25 if you want to splurge. But I mean that's and that the 25 includes a meal. So that's the
Man, see,
you know,
you can't beat that. You can't. So
yeah.
guys, girls, thank you so much. Again, this has been a blast. Again, and one more thing I have to say. I have promotions where they make me feel like I'm a part of the promotion. It's like my family promotion. APW is my family promotion. I would tell you no lie. If I didn't think it was a good promotion, I wouldn't tell you it was. Go out of your way to watch one or two shows. Go look up the show that I'm involved in.
Yeah.
I am telling you, you're gonna just laugh your ass off at how big of the smile I had. You would think I was the Kool-Aid man by the big ass smile I had on my face.
Metal Mayhem last March. It's
So definitely go check them out. Give them a chance. I'm telling you, you will get hooked on their storylines. But thank you for joining me, guys and girls. We will do this once again, joining Professor Bear around the campfire and hearing some great, great stories. I am Professor Bear. This has been a Bear's Thought, and we will see you again very, very soon.
Thank you, sir.